the arbor life goes, the thing I love about it the most is just the people that are involved. It's not just a career, it's a lifestyle. Like, I feel that I live the arborist lifestyle. I just feel like it's who I am, it's what I identify with, and it just, you can connect with people in other ways that you can't, because they just don't get what it's like to be in the top of a 30-meter tree looking out over the countryside. My name is Catherine Faulconbridge. I am 30 and I'm an arborist. My general day-to-day, it can change. Most days I'm teaching, but I usually have stuff I gotta get done in the morning, so I'll put horses out, get myself ready, I'll go to the college. My practical days vary on my theory days, so some days I'll be out climbing or working on chainsaw skills with the students, and then come back home and either I'm out riding horses and training and all that, or we're out training for comps. On weekends I also run Arbor Ace Tree Care, so we'll be out doing bigger jobs on the weekends sometimes. Wearing all these different hats, it keeps me busy, and I like it. I don't like being stagnant. I really take a lot of joy out of teaching and seeing my students progress. I enjoy being able to pick the jobs that I do on the weekend or during the week if I have a day off. Competing is big to me because I find it makes me a better arborist, and then as well as learn different things and bring it back to my students. A workplace setting compared to a comp setting is really different. Obviously, you're hoping not to have to carry out an aerial rescue in your work day, but some of it transfers over because the work plan mimics a day, working in the canopy of a tree, and then the ascent event is you accessing that canopy of the tree, and then aerial rescue is just a good practice if something ever arises, because you're always faced with a different situation. So I feel that's really important because a lot of people panic in an emergency situation, they just can't handle it. As far as the work life or the competition circuit, it's like one big family. You don't hear electricians getting together and having wiring parties, right? It's mostly just arborists. We get together and have rec climbs, and we share knowledge from each other and experiences of different jobs and how they overcome challenges, and everyone's really supportive and want to learn more. Being a teacher now is it's interesting. It's cool to remember where you started out, like me or anyone really, and then seeing the progression of different types of students, so different types of people really. I find it really rewarding, and I like taking the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years and then putting it onto them and then seeing what they do with it, and then hearing the stories of them going out on their work placement and just sharing their experiences with me. Working with Michael, most days are pretty good. I feel we get on really well. We get jobs done. It's nice being able to plan things. We bicker sometimes, but it's nice now we have the Santa units. We can yell at each other quietly on a job site and nobody else has to listen to us argue. He's a wicked climber. I've learned a lot from him, and he keeps things interesting. And we share the workload most days. And we both have the same view on our equipment maintenance. We're always, looking after our stuff so it's running fine. We never have to worry about if this is going to work on a job or it's not. And we both have extensive knowledge in technical rigging or anything like that. So it makes the job a lot easier because him and I think on the same wavelength. Michael's been a great coach for me, as well as a partner. We travel really well together, so that definitely helps. And since he has a lot more experience in competing than I do, he's definitely helped me kind of settle into a groove, and I've figured out a system that I need to do in a day, or even leading up to that day of a competition. So anyone that gets to climb with him is pretty lucky. in my opinion. Being a female arborist, I've had mostly positive experiences. I've had the odd negative one, and I've always kind of taken it in my stride. I've learned to not take things personally. You can't change people, and I've kind of just always rolled with it. Anything that has ever come across me, I've just openly dealt with it, with the person or individuals. And I feel what's between your legs really shouldn't dictate what you can do. If you can do the job, do it well. You know, if you can't, you know, being a woman, we're generally not as strong. I've trained a lot to be as good as I am, and I found that's good. It's just, it takes me sometimes longer or smaller pieces in a rigging situation. If I can't, you know, jog over a huge piece of wood, I'll just take it smaller. I would say I wasn't really intimidated when I started out into the industry. Growing up as a farm girl, you know, typical, you're rubbing elbows with, you know, men every day. It's not really that big of a deal. So I didn't really have that, I think, until I progressed through my career. And I've had a few run-ins, but I've never really had an issue. I let my work speak for itself, and that's how I've gained the respect of my coworkers. Yeah, job site or a comp, I definitely feel equal. There's a rarity of a time that I don't feel equal. Say I'm working with somebody with a higher skill level, yeah, sometimes I don't feel as worthy, but I take it in my stride that I'm gonna learn something from this person, or hopefully they'll teach me something. They're accepting of my skill level, and we're willing to work together and get a common goal accomplished. I think to encourage more women into the industry, they need to understand that times are changing. It's acceptable to be a female arborist. It's not like this big faux pas anymore, like, oh, you're a woman doing a man's job. It's not a man's job. It's a people job. I think if we create a bit more of a confident culture and encouraging, which it is changing that way, I see it every day, I think a lot more women will maybe get involved. I think the future in women's arb is going to expand exponentially. I hope it does anyways. The way things are going, it's got a lot of steam behind it, and there's a lot of programs out now for women wanting to start or continuing, and to get the training that they need to get out there. So hopefully it just keeps going.